So let me show you one more example. Take another class. Positive or negative number. Okay, so how can we specify the multiple conditions? Okay, first of all, let us take a number. In the number equal to, let's take 0 first. The number value is 0. Now we want to check which is 0 or positive or negative. Okay, so what is the first condition? If this number greater than 0, if this number greater than 0, then what we can say here? It is positive number. It is positive number. Fine. Suppose if this number is not greater than 0, so condition is false. Then we have to verify another condition, right? How to verify another condition? We can write like this: else, if, again one more condition. Number less than 0, then what we can say here? System not out on printed then. It's a negative number. It's a negative number. Even this condition is also false. For example, number is not negative, less than 0. Then what we can specify? The last option which we have, that is 0 only, right? So else, here you can say system.out.println 0, like this. So multiple conditions we can also verify by writing multiple if conditions. So if number greater than 0, execute this statement. If this condition is false, else, one more if condition, else number less than 0, execute this statement. Even this condition is also false, then else last statement will be executed. So else block will always execute if none of the conditions are true. Okay, if all of the if conditions are false, finally else block will execute. So here we don't need to put another condition. Again, you don't need to write else if number equal to 0, not needed, because obviously else block will execute after execution of these two statements, after execution of these two conditions. If both the conditions are written false, then finally else block will automatically execute. So if you have a multiple conditions, you can also write like this: else, give one space, and then if. So the structure will follow like this. This is called if else later. We can call it as a if else later. So the syntax will be like this: if condition 1, first condition. Okay. Else, if they're not satisfied, else one more condition. If condition 2 and the statements. And even second condition is not possible, not returns true, then again one more condition. Else, if condition 3. You can put any number of condition like this. Even this is also not satisfied, then else one more condition. Else, if condition 4. Like this. And if all conditions are done, so finally if none of the conditions are becomes true, finally you can write only one else block. Like this. This is called if else later. If else later. So this is the syntax which you have to use. You can put n number of conditions. If condition 1 is true, statements will execute in this block. Else another condition is true, then execute this statement. Even this condition is also false, then third condition it will verify. Even third condition is false, then fourth condition will verify. Even this is also false, finally else block will execute. So like this you can put any number of levels, different levels and different conditions you can specify. Okay. Now let us test this code. At a time only one block of statement will be executed. So initial I say number equal to 0. So when I say number value is 0, obviously it will return 0 as an output. Now when I say 10, 10 is a positive number which is greater than 0. So when I execute, it is written positive number. So when I say minus 10, minus 10 is a negative number. So when I execute, it is written negative number. The second block is got executed. Okay. So at a time only one block of statements will be executed based on the condition. We can control it. Okay. Now let me show you one more example. So we can also use sometimes the logical operators in the conditions. Okay. So let me show you one more example. Example 4. So in example 4 is we want to find largest of three numbers. Largest of three numbers, or you can call anything. Okay, largest of three numbers. I will provide three numbers. The program should find out which one is the largest number. Okay, for example, let's take three variables. Let's say A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to 30, like this. Now program should say C is the largest. Or if B is the larger, then program should find out and say B is the largest number or A is the largest number. Okay, so before writing the program, so normally let us think about the logic. How can we find the largest number? If I give these numbers, immediately we'll say C is the largest number. But how come you say C is the largest number? On what basis you are saying C is the largest number? Do we have any mathematical thing here, calculation, to say which one is the largest number? How you are saying actually? We are comparing each number with other numbers. Right? So for example, if A greater than B, okay, A greater than B and also A greater than C, then we are saying A is the largest number. Right? This is a condition or not? First we are taking one number, we are comparing with the rest of the two numbers. If this number is greater than rest of two numbers, obviously that is the largest number. Same thing we are repeating for other numbers also. For example, if I take B, B is greater than A and also B greater than C, then we are saying what? B is the largest number. B is the largest number. Same thing we are repeating for C also. If C greater than A and C greater than B also, then obviously C is the largest number. So, based upon certain condition we are saying, after comparison we are saying each number we are comparing with other numbers. So if the particular number is greater than other two numbers, we are saying that is the largest number or which is a greater number. So these are the actual conditions. Now, the same conditions we have to apply in our programming also. So if you want to say which one is the largest number, we have to use multiple conditional statements. Okay, and one if condition, we can put multiple also. Right? So this we can achieve by writing multiple if-else conditions. So let's see how can we implement this practically. So let's create a new class. And here I'll say largest of three numbers. Take this main method and say finish. Okay, same logic we will try to apply here. I keep this so that we can understand the conditions. Okay, these are the three conditions. To say largest of three numbers, we have to verify these three conditions. Okay, I put this in the comment so that you can understand the logic. Now, let us try to implement this. First of all, we need three numbers. Let's create three different variables. Int A equal to 10, comma B equal to 20, comma C equal to 30. Now I have taken three numbers, three variables. Now I want to find out which one is the largest number. So first let us compare A with B and C. Okay, what is the first condition? We have to check A greater than B and A greater than C. Then we will say A is the largest number. Right? So what we can do it here is, first condition, if A greater than B. This is one condition. Another condition is what? A greater than C. Both the conditions should be true. Then only we can say A is the largest number. A greater than B should be true. A greater than C also should be true. If both are true, then only A is the largest number. A greater than B returns a true. That means a Boolean value. A greater than C also should return true. That is also Boolean value. And if both are true, then only we can say A is the largest number. right? So in that particular context, which operator we have to use between these two Boolean values? Both should be true, then only the final value should be true. So which operator we have to use between these two expressions? AND operator. AND is what? Logical operator. Okay? So here A greater than B and A greater than C. So this time we specified two expressions. Remember, this is one condition, this is another condition. Both should be written true. Then only the final condition becomes true. Okay? Inside this we have written two expressions, A greater than B and A greater than C. Both should return true. Then only the if condition becomes true. Okay, even if one is false, then if condition will become false. So in both the expressions, it should both return true only. So if the if condition is true, then what does it mean here? We can simply say A is largest number. A is the largest number. So first validation is done. So this is done. Now, suppose if this condition is false, what does that mean? If this condition is false, what does it mean? A is a not largest number, right? If A is the largest number, obviously this if condition becomes true. If this if condition is not becomes true, what does that mean? Indirectly, A is a not largest number. So we need to compare next number. What is the next one? B. B greater than A and B greater than C. Then B is the largest number. So how can we put another condition? Else, if, one more condition. So here we can say B greater than A and B greater than C. So now we are comparing B with A and C. So if both are true, then this if condition becomes true. So here we can say system.out operator, then B is a largest number. B is a largest number. So now the second condition is also over. Now, suppose even this condition is also written false. So first condition checks A is largest or not. Second condition check B is largest or not. If both the conditions are false, what does that mean? Obviously, C is the largest number. Is there any other case here? Nothing, right? If both conditions are false, then obviously C is the largest number. So do you really want to put this condition? Not needed, right? So directly you can write in else block. Condition is not needed. You can simply write system.out.println C is largest. So for comparison of C, there is no condition, not required. Why? Because here we decided A is not largest number if it is false. If the second condition is false, B is not largest. Obviously, what is the other number we have is only C. So we can say in else block, we can simply say C is the largest number. So this will execute only if above two conditions are written false. So above two conditions written false means what? A and B are not largest numbers. Obviously, the C is the largest number. So this is how we can implement the logic. And here if I notice, we are using logical operators along with relational operator, the combinations, because logical operators also will return true or false. The if condition required a Boolean value. That expression, whatever we have written is, should return a Boolean value. In the last class, I think somebody asked where exactly we used the Boolean variables and Boolean values. So here, all the conditional statements, looping statements works based upon the Boolean values. Okay? So if this condition returns true, true means what? A Boolean value. If the condition returns false, false means what? It's also a Boolean value. Okay? Based on the value, the statements will be executed. Now let us test this. So first I'll say 10, 20, 30. So what we are expecting now? C is the largest number. So when I execute, so you can say C is the largest number. Now let's make A is 100. Now when I execute, you will say A is the largest number. Now let's make B is 200. Then it says B is the largest number. Okay, so all conditions are satisfied. Suppose instead of A, B and C, I just want to print a number also. Along with this A, B, C, I want to just print number also, so that I can clearly know which number is largest number. So how can we customize the statement? So A is the largest number. Whatever you have put in the double quotations, it is as it is printing in the console window, right? Now if you want to print the number also, the same number I just want to print here. Simply what you can do, concatenation. Plus A, concatenation. Simple. Here also I want to print the value. Plus B, concatenation. So here also you can simply say plus C, concatenation. Right? So when executed, along with this, it will also give the number. Right? So guys, understood how to specify multiple conditions, multiple if conditions, along with multiple expressions. So if condition can have one expression, or if condition can also have multiple expressions. If condition can have one expression or multiple expressions. Okay? So like this we can practice more number of examples by using if-else conditions. Okay? Now let me show you one more example. Now this time you guys can tell the output. I'm just writing a simple program. I can say multiple statements. So as I said before, in if-else condition, we can also specify multiple statements, right? Single statement or multiple statements. Let me show you one more example. So here, if true, and here I'm printing 1. Else, here I'm printing 2. First of all, tell me this code is correct or not. This code is correct or not. Valid code or not. Say yes or no, everyone. It is valid or not. If true, system.out.println 1. Else 2. Can we put a boolean value directly in if condition without having any expression? So I have not put any expression. So just I am specifying a boolean value. Can we put like this? Why not? We can easily put. Right? Ultimately we need a boolean value here, right? Even if you say A greater than B or whatever, what we are expecting from this? A boolean value. Right? This will return a true or false. So instead of writing an expression, I can directly write a boolean value like this. What's wrong in that? Right? So if condition is always accepting a boolean value. And that boolean value can be a direct value or it can written by some expression. Okay? So when I say if true, then what is an output of this statement? So this is true, then if block will execute, right? So when I execute this, see here, you got 1. Can we pause here? Pause. So if false, then what will execute now? If it is a false, else block will execute. So when I run this will return true. You got my point? So what is my intention here is, I just wanted to tell you, instead of writing an expression, we can also write a boolean value, because ultimately the expression will return true or false. A boolean value will be written by the expression, right? In all previous examples, in if condition, whatever expression we have written, all those expressions will return true or false. A boolean value will be written. Okay, so if it is a true, then if block will execute. If it is a false, else block will execute. I hope this is clear to everyone. Got my point? Here we are not comparing anything actually. Here we are not comparing anything, just we are written some boolean value. Because the ultimate goal of expression is, when I compare something, it will return true or false. Right? Instead of comparison, I am directly saying some boolean value here. It is valid because if condition always accepting either true or false boolean value. It can be directly or true expression, whatever it is. Right? You understood my context here? In the if condition, you can pass an expression or you can pass a Boolean value directly. That's what I'm saying. Okay, for example, I say here, I'm saying 1 equal to 1. Can we put like this? 1 equal to 1. Yes, because this will also returns true or false. 1 equal to 1, true or false? True. If it is a true, which one will execute? If a block will execute. So it will think to 1. Okay, when I say 1 equal to 2, the expression will return false. So else block will execute. Else block will execute. So what I'm saying here is, we can put either expression or we can directly put Boolean value. But ultimately, the if condition required a Boolean value. Okay, the if condition is always required a Boolean value. If it is a true, if block will execute. If it is a false, else block will execute. Okay, that true or false, you can directly specify with a Boolean value or that comes through expression. Okay. Now, let me show you some more examples. Now, this time you guys can tell the output of this program. Okay, so this is the 1. I'm commenting this at the time of practicing. You can just uncomment and get back. Okay, this is second example. Now, you guys can tell me the output of this program. So I can say if true, okay, and inside this, I will put one more if condition. Okay, so let me read the question first. When in if part you passed a Boolean value as a true, okay, then why it is passed first block and return value as 1? Because if it is a true, obviously if block will execute, right? So if the condition is true, if block will execute in the if block, what we have written here? 1 only we have written. That is the reason it is printing 1. Okay, if a condition is true, obviously the if block will execute, that will return 1. If the condition is false, then else block will execute, then it will return 2, because we put 1 and 2 in the print statements. Okay, yes, now we can just see here. If true, again inside the if condition, I'll put one more if condition. This is called nested if else condition. So the third one, nested if else condition. The third approach, nested if else means what? One if condition can have another if condition. Multiple nested if else condition you can specify. So nested if else I'm showing here. So if it is a true and enter into the block. Here I will again say true and then here I'm printing some value. So I can say ABC. ABC else system.out.println XYZ. Okay, now after coming out of this if condition, else, here I will say 1, 2, 3. This is my code. Now tell me what is an output of this? Output, ABC or XYZ or 1, 2, 3. Which one? What is an output of this code? So this piece of code. Okay, so let us try to understand. So first we will start from here. The condition is true here. If it is a true, it will enter into the block. So what is the block of this if statement from here to here? This is all that comes under if block. First outer if block, okay? And this is the comes under first if block. Now if it is a true, these statements should execute. Again if you come inside, there is another if condition. So if it is a true, then ABC will execute. Else part will ignore. Okay, so if it is true, then ABC got executed. So the output of this code is what? ABC. So when I execute, it will return ABC. Because the outer if condition is true, it come inside and then this is also true, then this statement is got executed. So rest of them will ignore. Okay. Suppose when I say false here. Now tell me what is the output of this? False. So outer if condition is true, so it is entered into this block But ignore if condition is false. If it is a false, the else part, immediate else block will execute. That is X, Y, Z. So this is the output of this program. X, Y, Z. Okay. Now let us make this if condition false. Now tell me the output of this. So if condition is false means these statements will not be executed. So this if block will ignore. Obviously come to else block. Inside this we put 1, 2, 3. So it will execute obviously 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is how we can also write multiple if conditions and nested if else conditions. So one if condition can have a multiple if conditions. One if condition can have a multiple if else conditions. So it depends upon our requirement. We can use these statements, control statements. Okay. So we have seen only if a statement, if else a statement, nested if. Nested if in the sense one if condition can have another if condition. Multiple times we can specify. Now let me show you one more example for multiple if conditions. So example 5. So in this, now I want to just print week names, display week names based on week number. Okay, that means I will provide some number. When I say 1, the program should display Sunday. When I provide 2, the program should display Monday. So when I provide a number between 1 to 7, the corresponding week name should be displayed as an output. Okay, so how many weeks we have totally? 7 weeks, Sunday to Saturday, right? So all these 7 weeks we have to print based upon the week number. So what is the input here? Week number is an input. Okay, so we need to check multiple conditions. If the week number is 1, then print Monday. If the week number is 2, then print Tuesday. If the week number is 3, then print another thing. So like this we can write multiple conditions.